Hello, this is the third day of the writing exercises. Today was a little more difficult, I won't deny it, but the only way to get through a challenge or obtain mastery of a concept is to try. There is no other way. I hope that you use this process as impetus to begin your own journey of improvement and growth. As stated before, all thoughts and concepts in this writing exercise are underdeveloped and experimental in nature and should be taken with a very large pinch of salt, probably a Dead Sea's portion of salt. Here begins the reading. This is writing exercise number 3, June 28th, 2024. This is the third installment of the writing exercise. As I implemented in the last session, I will not use the backspace key to make any edits. I will be using the ellipsis to indicate when a change is made. This will force me to be a little more focused in my efforts. Now, what to talk about? Yesterday I started to play around with the idea of music, what it is, how I should think about it, and what it means to the soul. The definition has been created, and so let me think of what that definition was. The definition of music was the use of sound to talk, with quotation marks, about music and trigger emotion, talk about emotion and trigger emotion. The purpose of music is to convey the language of the soul and present the ideas and categories of the unspoken experience. Just because the experience is not able to be captured in text doesn't reduce its importance or prevent the mind from recollected experience. As an aside, anytime I make an interior edit, it appears in the square brackets. Maybe in future installments it will appear as different colors as well. Back to the point. The concept of the unspoken language is fascinating to me. I have always been drawn to the written word. I love books and lectures. Any method of information sharing that comes in the form of the written or spoken word is appealing to me. The visual medium of information sharing has always been a strong influence, to be sure, but I always placed the two methods/modes of information acquisition in different camps. I would feel more important if I had learned information via text versus the visual or oral information. Now I'm torn because I want to follow this train of thought, but my mind has started to wander down a different avenue. Should I follow the new train and abandon the former track? Decisions. I think I'll follow the new path. I apologize for the way that my mind works with information, but this is the purpose of this exercise. Start where you are and build from there. Nothing is gained by disacknowledging the truth of where you're at. Think of the ridiculous nature of that mindset. A man is lost in the jungle, and he has all the tools to find the way to civilization, but he refuses because he won't acknowledge that he's lost. That's the state that I'm in if I don't accept my mind. I have no idea why I want to spell mind with an E at the end. Now, what was the sentence? That's the state that I am in if I don't accept my mind in its current state. Where can the growth come from otherwise? Back to music. The concept of music as the language of emotion is just tugging at my mind. I often wondered why I was drawn to all types of music, even the styles that might be deemed as monotonous or dreary, and have thought that maybe my taste was lacking somewhat. But my appreciation of that style or those styles makes more sense if the currency that music is working in is emotion. A part of my emotional intelligence was being developed or spoken to by the dreary/monotonous music. When I mean dreary music, I am speaking of the music of Rachmaninoff, Holst, Gorecki, and the serious music of Bach. But I'm also speaking of the ambience tracks and movie soundtracks of more recent times. This even includes music genres like metal or jazz. They are speaking to a part of the soul that I can't quite put my finger on. It's not a morose feeling. Hold on, I want to see if this keyboard command works. It is not a morose feeling that is stirred when I listen to the music, but it is a morose sound that is being conveyed. I don't know what other people feel when they listen to the music. I do know that members of my own family, when they hear the music, almost have a repulsion to the styles. They are by no means alone. Many people can't stand or don't understand the musical styles and sounds that I've just mentioned. That is no knock on them, because the lack of ability to hear the emotion behind the music is simply a matter of difference in perception. The individual who derives value from some styles of music over and against other styles probably just has a developed sensitivity to that type of sound. I know some people who can't stand or don't like Baroque music, but have an ability to appreciate and convey the emotion of other styles of music in a brilliant fashion. As I have written before, I have no style of music that I don't appreciate. Now, the text of the music, I'm speaking of the lyrics now, I can have a problem with because of the messages and imagery that can be evoked. There are some things and ideas that it is not good for the mind to dwell on. But sounds are of a different nature, I think, in the same way that colors and shapes are slightly different. I have to be careful here too. There are definitely some immoral shapes and objects, but I don't think there are sounds that have an inherent negativity. This is not to say that the observer, whether me or anyone else, is prevented by having an aesthetic response. There is no doubt that the sound of an electric guitar with distortion and other effects wailing away has a harsh and grating effect. I would never try to conflate the ability to understand or appreciate something with calling it beautiful or pleasing. Those are two different arguments, but I don't believe that the ability to perceive and understand what is being said through music is important and worth taking the time to understand. Now I'm rambling again. This stems from the fact that I realize that this is a huge and multifaceted topic, and that almost everything that can be said will invariably seem too broad-brushed and pedantic. Oh well. This has been the reading of today's exercise. I hope you have a great day and are blessed in whatever venture God has planned for you. Goodbye.